Hey, how y'all doing out there? Man, we back with another one. And look, this is your guy, Mr. Can't Stop. You know, man, we stay grinding, stay putting in that work, man. And I just want to come on here and talk with y'all. And we're going to talk starting a business from scratch. That's what we're going to talk about. Starting a business from scratch. What are the ways to do that? Well, let's jump into it. Let's talk business. So, business, this is my opinion. This is no one-sided. Nobody can tell me that this is one size fit all. It doesn't go that way. No way you can tell me that. Now, when I say let's talk business and how to start a business, it's saying there's going to be a lot of people that have different formulas that start businesses, and it's going to be many roads to success. So I want to start off from telling y'all that just whatever you see me say in this video that you're watching, that doesn't mean the way that I'm saying is the only way. That doesn't mean the way that I'm saying is the way that's going to work for you. That doesn't mean the way that I'm saying is going to not work for you. That doesn't mean the way that I'm going to describe is the best way. That doesn't mean the way I'm going to describe is the worst way. It's just me. I'm giving you another way to look at things. That's what I'm doing. So when you starting a business, there's a lot of different things people are going to tell you. Some people are going to tell you to go secure funding before you even get the business started. So that way you got money to know what you're going to do. Some people are going to tell you know what you want to do before you secure funding. Some people are going to tell you they had money just sitting in the bank and they just had to figure out what they want to do. So I'm going to come here from an angle of a person that has no business knowledge of what to do, how to do. Nobody that had no funding, nobody that had good credit, nobody that had a family member that just had a lot of money to give them. That's the angle that I'm gonna come at. I'm gonna come at it from a point of saying, starting from zero, I'm talking -0. That's the way that I want to talk to you about starting a business. So my opinion, this is how I started my business. When I started my business, I knew at a young age, one of the biggest people that motivated me was Master P. And if y'all, I don't know how you was watching the video, if you know Master P, you know in the 90s, he ran No Limit Records, and they was one of the biggest record companies to do it in the United States, independent deal. So he was one of the biggest motivators for me. And I had always, when I was a kid, it was like a talk. You talk about you want to run your own business and you want to have your own business and do all these things. You talk about it, but you know, that's just talk, you know, that's what you talk about. But to manifest it and make it come to life is a different thing. Now, I don't know if everybody talk that they want to own their own business at a young age, at 6, 7, 8 years old. But I do know I always said I wanted to be my own boss at a young, very, very young age. So I really started putting that work in at 14 to coming up with my company name and what I wanted to call my company and so forth on. And then when I moved to Georgia, I really started putting forth the work of learning the how to make these things happen. And one thing that I did not like when I moved to Georgia. So when I first moved here, I was meeting with different people and I wanted to partner up with people to do business and do a partnership with business. And I'm like, man, let's do this business, y'all. So we'll meet on the weekend. Like people that I work with at the job, we'll all meet at the park. And it might be like 8, 9 of us. And we'll have this big idea and everybody throw these ideas in the pot. Hey, let's do this. And hey, we can do this. And hey, let's do this. And you know, everybody tossing these ideas. The excitement is there and the momentum, the vibe, the energy is feeling great and good. And you just like, yeah, man. And then nothing happened. Nothing happened. Monday morning come, everybody back to work, clocking in. And they're like, let's meet up again this weekend, man, to talk some business plans. How about business? So you kind of excited again. You ready? Let's go. Come on. Okay, cool. So you meet up that next weekend. Y'all start talking a little bit more and getting a little more deep into it. Like, okay, so what's the first move we need to do to make it happen, man? You know, how much money it's going to take to get started to do this. And, you know, we might need this. Everybody's shooting out. Well, we can do this and maybe we can do this. And the excitement and momentum and vibe is there again. Then Monday is back again. Nothing happened. I'm telling now, I don't know if this happened with everybody, but this is the story that happened with me. This is, I don't know if this happened with the child that's watching, but this is what happened with me. Well, what I noticed was a lot of people do a lot of talking, and it's the excitement and the fantasy of being that boss and running that company and doing all these things to take on to become your own boss. It sounds good. But when it's time to pull that trigger to make it happen, to execute the plans, that's when you're going to really see how many people fall out. You're going to lose by 90%, maybe 95% of the people are going to drop out on it. And that's what happened with me. When I was doing the business, we was meeting up, I got tired of meeting. We ain't even no action. I don't want to meet every weekend to talk about the same thing. Nothing is changing, but you think we're going to get different results. What you think we're going to meet up at this park every day and talk, and then somebody going to say, hey, bam, there's a business, y'all. Think we seen y'all here for the last XYZ times, and there's a business. No, you got to make something happen. So what I ended up doing, I seen they was just talking. I was like, I just go ahead and I'll take my own money and I'll take the risk and the gambles and I'll do it myself. So what I'm trying to tell you, starting a business is, the first initiative to starting a business is make it happen. Don't just be a talker. Figure out what you want to do. No matter what it is, if you want to start an ice cream cone truck company, if you want to start a rib shack, if you want to start a computer company, if you want to start a TV repair company, if you want to start a speaker selling company, an engineering company, a Home Depot, a franchise, a clothing company, whatever you want to do. Once you figure it out, that's your first step. What do you want to do, or what are you doing currently that you can turn into a business? Now, after you figure that part out, then the next part of this business is understanding the business. What makes a clothing company operate? What tools do I need to make this thing happen? What kind of clothes do I want to sell? If you want to do a computer company, okay, what do I need? Am I going to fix them? Am I going to sell them? Am I going to be a wholesaler, be a dealer? All these things, you need to figure that out. That's what you need to figure out. Next, after you figure out what business you want to do, now you're going to figure out what's the name of the company. What's the name of that company? What is you going to call this company? Too Legit clothing company? Too Legit computer repair? Oh no, flip-flops? Whatever you going to call it, do it. After you figure out what you want to call it, your names, come up with about 3 to 5 different names. Once you figure it out, come up with 3 to 5 different names. Then after you do that, the next step that you want to do is go to GoDaddy. I use GoDaddy a lot. You want to go to GoDaddy and see if that website domain name is available, because you want to have your website. So you want to go to GoDaddy, type in that website domain, type it in. If it's going to tell you if it's not available, it's going to give you different options, and you can choose if you want to change the options or whatever, but you're going to figure out what you want to do when you go to GoDaddy and figure that name out. Next, you want to go to the Secretary of State, and you want to see if that business name is available through Secretary of State, because you might pick a name that's not available, and they're going to deny you. So you got to come and have another name. That's why I say have 3 to 5 different options. And the reason why you're going through GoDaddy to make sure that name is available on GoDaddy for your domain name is because you want everything to be uniform. You want all of it to be uniform. You don't want to be a different name, because it'll confuse people. They'll think it's a different company. So you want everything to be uniform and run in sync with each other. So that's why you check in GoDaddy. Then you go into the Secretary of State, and you're going to register your business. Then after you register your business, you also want to go to trademark. You want to trademark your name, so that way your name can only be used by you. Your name is going to be made a brand in itself. Now, that was one of the things I didn't know when I started business. It took me years to learn about trademarking your name. That was probably one of the big things I really didn't understand, and had to understand and learn how the importance of trademarking your name. So you definitely want to do your trademark. And then next, after you do your trademark, you got your check your GoDaddy. You then went and got your name registered with the Secretary of State. You know, now when you do the Secretary of State, you got to figure out what you want to do. Are you a sole proprietor, S corporation, limited liability corporation? You got to decide the difference, what works best for your business. Because I can't tell you what works best for your business. Now, what I can tell you what works best for me is a LLC and filing it as an S corporation. That's the way that works best for me. But I can't tell you, I'm not gonna tell you in this video that's what you should do. I'm just telling you that's what I do for my business. Is I'm registered as an LLC, but I file as an S corporation instead of doing a Schedule C. I did a Schedule C for years. Now, don't get me wrong, I did do that for maybe like 10 something plus years. Yes, until I understood the difference of it between a Schedule C and between a S corporation. Once my tax preparer told me, hey, you're really double paying over here with the Schedule C versus what you would save over here on the S corporation. So that's what you're going to have to decide which one you want to do when you go on to the Secretary of State website. Now, once you got all that covered, then the next thing, and the cost of that, I think, it depends on, I don't know every state, but in Georgia, it's like $125, I think it is, to do that, to do your Secretary of State. Your GoDaddy price is gonna just depend on the GoDaddy name, but domain names are not that expensive, so you're not gonna really spend a lot of money on domain names. So that's not gonna be very expensive. You know, you might spend for under maybe get a 2-year domain name. And up under your 2-year domain name, then you can get the privacy protection and all that stuff. You might spend about $60 on it. You know, you're not gonna spend a lot of money. It's not gonna be something that's just gonna be an astronomical price. So now you got that. Next, you got to get your EIN number. You want to do your EIN number. Your EIN is a free number. It's completely free. Anybody try to charge you for an EIN number, they're trying to get over on you. Now, it's different if you hire somebody to do the work for you. That's not getting over. Like everything that I just said, some people don't want to go through and doing it, so they want to hire somebody to do that for them, and they're going to charge you a service fee for doing the work for you. But I'm saying if somebody's just trying to charge you, sorry y'all, my other phone went off. If somebody's just trying to charge you to do, say, an EIN number costs $100 to get, no, it doesn't. It doesn't cost nothing. An EIN number is free. And basically what an EIN number, if I had to compare it to something, an EIN number is basically like a social security number for your business. So you got your social security number for you, you got a social security number for your business. That's how I would describe an EIN number. So you get your EIN number, that's gonna be completely free. And now you're ready to go ahead and start setting up your business and getting it going. Now, there's a lot more other things you want to do, but that's just your basics of starting a business and getting everything going. Now, we got a lot of things we're going to talk about on this channel, so this is just the beginning. If you got questions, leave questions in the comment. I'll be glad to answer any question. And also, if somebody want to come on here and give me feedback and don't agree with what I say, I'm always open to that as well. You know, but we're going to have a lot of things to talk about on this channel. Now, I guess to get ready to end it out on this, after you got all them things done that I just said in there, as far as coming up with your idea, what business you want to do, coming up with your business name, then going in there and going to GoDaddy and checking to make sure your domain is available. Then you go getting your Secretary of State, then you getting your trademark, and then you getting your I'm trying to make sure then what's the last is going to be your EIN number. Now you're gonna jump over to you got all the structure business part of it done. Now you gotta start looking at how you gonna fund this business. Where's the capital gonna come from? You gotta start looking into business credit by getting your Dun & Bradstreet number. How you gonna market the business, start creating your social profiles. Just a lot of different things is gonna start coming into play once you get that done. So it's not just that. That's just how to get you started, get your ball rolling. And then on this channel, I'm gonna guide y'all as much as I can and share my knowledge of business that I have learned over the years. And just always remember, there's not a one-size-fit-all in business. The way that you might choose to do business may be untraditional. It may be completely left. And other people is not going to understand what you're doing. And people going to tell you, nah, that's not the way to do it. Someone going to say, okay, hey, you can try the way that you want to do it. Someone going to say, no. It's all up to you if you want to try it. Because it could be a failure. And what somebody's telling you could be right. That's not a good way to do it. It might be right. You don't need to do it that way. They could totally be completely correct. But you could also be correct as well, the way that you're doing it. But here's the biggest thing about it. Whether what they're telling you don't listen could be correct, and what you decide to go the way and admit you fail, or what you do is correct, and you glad that you didn't listen to them, it ended up working out for you. No matter what, you're going to learn something. That's the biggest thing I'm going to tell you. Be that if you, whatever way you choose, you're going to learn something that's going to help you in business to be successful. You just got to take the lessons out of it. Be that if what they told you was right and you flopped and you lost the money, then you're going to learn, okay, next time, well, maybe I need to listen to people and I read the research sometime. Maybe I need to see, hey, I can go back to that person and say, hey, you was right. What do you think I should do different now? I want to listen to you. Whatever you're going to do, you're going to learn something. Be that good or bad. So take that knowledge with you. We're going to keep dropping these videos on this channel, man. We're going to talk about everything from the rooter to the tutor. We're going to talk about it, man. So, hey, I rock with y'all. This Mr. Can't Stop himself. You get this video straight here. Leave comments in the video. Let me know how you feel about this business content, man. If y'all loving what I'm saying, y'all disagree with what I'm saying, I want to hear it all. That's how I get better. I want to help y'all get better, and I'm going to ask y'all to help me get better. I don't feel like I'm better than nobody, and I don't feel like I know everything. Because if I know everything, I done hit a glass ceiling that I don't want to hit. I need to get over this glass ceiling, so I need y'all to send me a glass cutter so I can cut me a hole and get through that glass ceiling, man. All right, I rock with y'all. Be successful. Let's talk business. Make money. Make 2025 that year for you to be great. Love y'all.